What happens when the number 1 ranked King of the Hill player faces the number 1 grinder in the game? That's a pretty interesting question, I know. So today I'll be commentating over the best of 7 series between Ryan and PewdBTD. Now, you might know Pewd. He's definitely the best grinder in the game right now, with like 700 million medallions and a pretty insane win rate. And then there's Ryan, who is the number 1 ranked King of the Hill player. He's like one of the best, if not the best player right now, at least in King of the Hill. So it's going to be very interesting to see who wins this series. So as I said, it's a best of 7, which means whoever wins 4 games wins the series. And yeah, the first game is on offside, so let's get started. Okay, so as you can see, Pewd is going Ninja Farm NG, a really good strategy. In fact, it's OP, and it's banned in King of the Hill. The Engineer is banned in King of the Hill, alongside, I think, the Cobra and the Heli. I'm not quite sure. I should probably read the rules, but yeah, by the way, if you want to join King of the Hill, I strongly recommend doing that. I'll leave the Discord link in the description. If you want to improve, joining King of the Hill is the best way to do so because, I guess the fastest way to improve is by playing good players, and King of the Hill is full of good players. So yeah, right here you can see that Pewd is going to rush with some blacks and probably some yellows around 8. So Ryan is going to have to go for that 0-0 bomb. So yeah, Ryan is going Dartling bomb, a pretty good strat as well. It's really fun. But when it comes to late game, it's not that good. Especially against Ninja Farm NG. Like, Ninja Farm NG is incredibly good late game. So I'm guessing Ryan is just going to try and beat Pewd early game. So right here, I would have sent some leads and then some regular pinks over the top, like group pinks. Just so those leads would sneak by, sneak past that cleansing foam. But he didn't do that, so Pewd was able to get it up without leaking too many lives. So yeah, right here Ryan is definitely ahead in farms, but I think Pewd is going to catch up soon since he's got the eco advantage and he's going to be getting money from the balloon trap. But yeah, right here they're playing pretty passively. They're probably going to go for their BAA unless they're going to rush on round 16, which is probably the case. Ryan hasn't got that much defense up, so that's going to be a problem, I think. So we'll see, maybe round 15, but probably round 16, because it's always really good to rush around 16. But looks like Pewd is going to be rushing around 15, which is pretty early. So Ryan's going to go for a bit more defense. He might have to boost here. Yeah, he boosted. Yeah, so the problem here was the Dartlings really had to focus on those blacks, because as you might know, bomb can't shoot through blacks. But right here, he does a great mistake and goes for his BAA even though he just boosted, so he's going to have to sell it most likely, especially since Pewd is going to be sending some camo rainbows. So yeah, he had to sell the BAA, and that's really bad. He went for his Hydro Rocket pods to defend. So he ends up going for a bank, which is pretty interesting. I never go for banks, so I have no clue how good it really is. But yeah, Pewd's going to be sending a Moab, so he might have enough defense to defend this. He got a few Dartling guns, and he's got the 3-2 cannon, so he did defend that pretty easily. But as you can see, to be honest, I don't know who's ahead in farms right now. Pewd has got the eco advantage, but Ryan's got 4k saved up, probably some money in the bank, and a plantation, so we'll see. But yeah, Pewd's going to be sending another Moab around 20. Bloom boosted this time, alright. So he's going to go for a Mob Mortar to defend this one, but it might be too late. Oh, that's a great play. Yeah. As I said, Ryan is a really good player. So he ended up going for the Moab Mauler to pop the Mob, Mob layer, and then he sold the Moab Mauler to go for the Bloon Impact, which cleared the ceramics. That was a great play. But the thing is, Ryan just went for his BAA. So he doesn't have much money to defend this BFB right here. So this is going to be pretty interesting. He's definitely going to have to boost here. He's got the 2 Mob Maulers, but the ceramics are going to be a big problem. So he's going to boost. He's probably going to go for his Bloon Impact here. Is that going to be enough defense to defend? Ooh, it's really close. Oh, he had to sell his BAA again. Rip. That's really bad. You lose like 20% when selling something, so that was really bad. But he still managed to go for his facility, which is really impressive considering he had to sell his BAA twice already. So they both have their facility up. And Pew's going to be sending another BFB. So once again, this is going to be incredibly tough to defend. He's got one more boost left and he's most likely going to use it. Yeah, he's going to sell his factory and he's just going to go for the counter. But he's going to have to defend this one as well. So he's going to go for 3 Mob Maulers, a Bloon Impact. Cluster Bomb, is that going to be enough to defend without a boost? It's going to be close, but he sells his Mob Maulers and goes for a Laser Cannon and he does defend, so that was a great defend. But yeah, as I said, Ninja Farm NG is just so good, especially because you can slow down the Bloons with the Sabotage supply line, so it's pretty much over here. Just going to spam those ninjas, the Bloon Trap. I mean, it's getting pretty close, but yeah, there's pretty much no way Sunday PewdBTD can win this. So he's going to go for the counter, some Moabs and some Camo Ceramics, and that's going to be a GG. Okay, so Ryan did get drained a lot this game. He didn't play this too well, but now he's playing on his best map, which is Inlets. Like, there's no doubt that Ryan is the best boat farm mortar player ever, pretty much. He's so good at this map, like, no one can beat him here. Like, no cap, no one beats this guy on this map. So, if you guys want to start playing with boat farm mortar, then you just pretty much need to watch this game right here, and you will know everything you need to know. So, you're just going to go boat farm engineer, which is a pretty interesting strat. To be honest, I've never seen that one ever, but yeah, Pew definitely knows what he's doing. So, as you can see, a Grapeshot boat is enough to defend pinks, but it is not enough to defend greens and blacks, so he's going to go for the faster shooting, but since these blacks are Bloon boosted, he will have to go for more defense. He did just go for his farm, so Ryan won't have that much money, but he does go for his 0-0 boat, but still leaks down to 92 lives. So he decides to send some Bloon boosted blacks towards Pewd, and he just greets it out and goes for his farm and just tanks the lives, you know, puts down a few road spikes. So yeah, right here, if your opponent does send you some yellows and you're going both for mortar, just go for your 0-0 mortar and that will defend. Yeah, that's pretty good. So Ryan is ahead in farm slightly, but he is behind in eco. Pretty much just like last game, because Pewd is going to go for his Bloon Trap. Once again, he didn't play this aggressively, so Pewd could have definitely lost a few lives. But instead, Pewd is going to be rushing Ryan, so he goes for Bloon boosted whites. So that's actually a pretty good rush, because it distracted Ryan from sending Pewd anything, so pretty good rush. But Ryan sends the same exact thing towards Pewd, and that forces a boost as well. So they both traded Bloon boost for Tower boost, pretty much. Yeah, so right here it's round 13. Nothing you can really do right now unless you want to force your opponent to go for a destroyer. Yeah, so right here they're just chilling. So of course Ryan is under defending a lot, but the thing is that boat spot is so good. You just need to go for a destroyer on lost. You'll see right here. You just go for a destroyer on lost, which does end up popping all of those blacks, and then you kind of just need to micro your mortar a little, maybe put your boat back on first, and you should be good. So he didn't even get up much defense to defend these Bloons, but this rush was still really effective because it did force Ryan to not go for his BAA in round 16 or 15. So he did go for another destroyer and he does defend without a boost, because boosts are really important, especially when it comes to late game. Although this game is probably not going to go late, because yeah, engineer is not that great when combined with you know, the boat. It's really good with ninja, but just like that with the boat, it's not that great. So Pewd goes for Moab here, and there's kind of a rule: if your opponent Bloon boosts a Moab towards you, you don't want to boost. I mean, you do want to boost, sorry. But if your opponent sends a regular Moab, just don't boost. Just cash out your BAA and go for as much defense as you can or as you need, and don't use a boost, because tower boosts are really important when you're going boat farm mortar. So yeah, it's round 19, Ryan has got his BAA, and Pewd is just going to be saving up money, I think, and he's going to go for his facilities soon. Probably in round 20, maybe, no, probably 21, yeah. So, Ryan's boat spot on the top is actually really good, because that grape shot alone kind of pops all of those, you know, blacks into pinks, which is really helpful. Because you really don't want the blacks to region back into lead, so pretty much just that grape shot on the top. It does a great job, so make sure to get that up if you're playing this strat on this map. So yeah, Pewd is saving up money. He's going to go for his facility around 22. And right here, I mean, it's looking pretty bad for Pewd. Ryan has got more eco, and he's got this BAA with a lot of money saved up. So right here, he decides to go for a rush. He's going to go for 0MG, which should be a pretty easy defend. I mean, you kind of just want to get up destroys the top of the map and pop it down to BFBs and then just bolt pull the BFBs. So I think that's Ryan's plan right now, and Pewd is kind of just chilling. Guess he's waiting for the right moment to go all in, with the rush. So he's got up a lot of destroyers, and right here, Ryan should just be bolt pulling those BFBs like instantly. I don't know why he's getting up that big one. I don't know why I did that, to be honest. I mean, I would have just bolt pulled those BFBs instantly and then maybe gone for a big one and maybe just stalled the Moabs and kept on, bolt pulling the BFBs. And that forced him. That was actually a pretty good rush, but I don't think Ryan played that well. Because he had to boost, and he decided to just go for his 4th tier boat and mortar stall to defend this, which got really close, as you can see, down to 45 lives, but he is going to defend most likely. I mean, he's got his big one to defend all of the ceramics, and he's just selling defense to get up his mortar stalls, and looks like he will be able to defend. But he got really close, so I don't think that was the best defend ever, to be honest, but it worked, so GG. Alright, so it's now 1-1. Let's see which map Pewd will pick. It's going to speed this up. And yeah, GG. So, to be honest, I don't know what this map is called. Like Volcano something, probably. But yeah, Ryan is going to go Dartling Bomb again, and Pewd is going to go Cobra. So yeah, as I said, the rules were changed for this series. So you can go any strat, I think, any tower. So it's going to go Cobra, Bomb, and Mortar. Pretty good strat, to be honest. I mean, it works really well in arenas, but I don't know if this is going to work out against a really solid player, so we'll see. Which means, it does mean that Pewd is going to be ecoing. He doesn't have any farms in his loadout, but he's going to have the Cobra. So I think the best strat for Cobra is kind of just eco a game as much as possible, until like 500 eco or something, and then you start building up your Cobras. Just for the newer players, because you don't want to start off by getting up Cobras to wire funds. You just want to start ecoing first. And the Cobras are kind of just there for defense, and then you got the Burning Stuff Mortar to defend the rest. So right here, Pewd is kind of greeting it out. He did leak a few lives, but he did go for his Burning Stuff, and he does defend those blacks. And right here, Ryan has just got a Dartling, an 0-1 Dartling, and a 0-0 Cannon, and that defended everything till now, which just shows you how good that strat is. But he's going to have to go for the Cluster Bomb here to defend these yellows. Pretty standard stuff. Yeah, so Ryan has got solid farms, and yeah, Pewd stopped ecoing at 500, just like I predicted. And he's going to have to go for his bomb to defend those leads, of course. Ryan's farms are really good right now. I mean, 3 plantations and a 1-0 farm around 12 is extremely good, so that's a pretty bad thing for Pewd. Because most Cobra players trying to just force their opponents to just get up not many farms and then just beat them with balloon adjustments around like 18, 19. They're both going to go for some leads here around 16. And looks like Pewd is going to instantly boost, and Ryan is going to boost as well, because that rush was pretty huge. And he had just gone for his bank, so he didn't really have much money saved up. So yeah, it's around 17, and I think Pewd is going to start using his balloon adjustments here. But he's going to go and send a Moab as well. So Ryan is just going to go for a bunch of Dartlings here on powerful darts. And as you can see, it actually ends up defending this Moab pretty well. I mean, it leaked down to 27 lives. That was kind of risky. But still, he defended without boosting, without cashing out his BAA. So pretty good play. Now, Pewd's going to go for another Moab. Again, not balloon boosted, so let's see how he defends. He might have to go for balloon impact. Yep, he's going to go for his balloon impact and defends with ease. So, Pew's going to keep on getting up his balloon adjustments, but it's looking pretty bad right now. Ryan has got up his BAA, so he's got a lot of money saved up, and he went for his what's it called, hydro rocket pods. So hydro rocket pods kind of shred through those ceramics, so the balloon impact won't be a problem. So Pewd ends up going for a BFB here, hoping to maybe force a boost. So yeah, right here Ryan is probably going to cash out his BAA. Yeah, probably. And he ends up going for a few mob molars, and he doesn't have boosting, so yeah, that was kind of predictable. He does boost, and he's probably going to go for a balloon impact. Yep, he goes for his balloon impact, and he does defend. So it's pretty much over for Pewd here. So his last chance to win this is by going for an all-out rush, which he ends up doing. So around 22, fast cooldown, BFBs. But Ryan has got one more boost left, so he's kind of just going to cash out his BAA, salad, get up mob maulers, balloon impacts, and just wait for the right time to boost, and then it's going to be a GG. Pretty easy defend. Yeah, Pewd lost this because he didn't play this too well early game, I guess. But also because Ryan is a really good dartling bomb player. So, yep, score is 1-2 for Ryan. And let's see which map Pewd ended up picking. So he goes for this one right here. Really short map. To be honest, I really don't know what the best strategy is on this one, because I heard like dartling is really good, but the thing is, it's so tough to defend BFBs with dartling, no matter what strat you go. Like, if you go dartling bomb, it's really tough to defend BFBs, even dartling boomerang. So, looks like Pewd is gonna go dart, farm, and wizard. So that's actually a strategy I like going. It's quite tough to pull off, but it does work, because of course when it comes to late game, and when I say late game on this map, I kind of mean like rounds 20 plus, it does defend pretty well because you do have the fan club if you farm correctly. But Ryan ends up going for an eco strategy, which is really risky, like super risky. So he's gonna go dartling, boomer, and dart. So of course, dartling boomer is a pretty good strategy, and he's going to go for a dart monkey in his loadout because he needs the fan club to defend the BFBs. That's literally the only reason why he has dart in his loadout. So that's going to be interesting. He's going to have to afford his fan club around 20, and that's pretty expensive, especially when you're going eco. So Brian is going to go for his boomer here. Pewd is playing this really passively. He's not sending him anything. He's going to boost to those yellows. He's kind of just focusing on his farms, which is the right play. I mean, Pewd is definitely going to win this late game, because even though you might have a fan club, you definitely can't defend fast cooldown BFBs with this loadout. So I think as long as Pewd just saves up money, farms hard, and then ends up going for an all-out rush in round 22, he should win this game. So yeah, it's round 12. Ryan has got 600 eco, which is really impressive considering this map is so short. That's pretty good. He's going to go for a rush against Ryan, so he's going to have to turbocharge. It was a pretty small rush, so I don't know, he probably could have tanked those lives. But he ends up not selling his his bionic. His turbocharge, sorry. He just keeps it up because, of course, when you sell towers, you end up losing a lot of money, and that's pretty bad, especially when you're going eco. He's going to keep it up there just in case Pewd goes for another rush. Which he doesn't do. So right here, Ryan is going to be ecoing, and he's probably going to stop around 17 to play it safe. At least that's what I would do. He's still sending a bit, but I don't know if that was the right play. I mean, you definitely need money to defend BFBs, and fan club is super expensive. So at this point, he stops sending mid round 17. He's going to start saving up defense and money, of course. So let's see. It's going to be interesting. Round 19. Probably going to start placing his darts soon. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now, this is the moment of truth, really. Is he going to have enough money to defend and afford the fan club by around 20? It's looking pretty bad. He has to sell his turbocharge, which is actually a pretty bad play because he does not have decent lead detection. He's only got that one dartling, and that's not enough. So he will have to boost here instantly. But he doesn't, as you can see, he does not boost. He wants to, I guess he's kind of playing it risky there and tries to defend without a boost, but he ends up dying. So of course it was a bit laggy because Battles TV is trash, as you all know. But he ends up boosting way too late, and that kind of was his downfall. Now I can understand why he maybe would have not wanted to boost there, because of course 122, you need a boost to defend an all-out BFB rush. So yeah, but I would have definitely played it safe at that point and just boosted against that BFB. And I probably would have stopped ecoing a bit earlier too. But still, he played that quite well. Just kind of choked at the end. So yeah, now Ryan picks Swan Lake. Score is 2-2. So whoever wins 2 more games wins this series. Alright, so they're both going to go the same strat, looks like. Yep, both farm mortar. It's really hard to pull off both farm mortar on this one, on this map. Yeah, because of course the AI comes out of one path and the sand balloons come out of the other. So especially when like leads come out of the AI balloons, it's really tough. You definitely have to go for 2 mortars and just micro those mortars as well. So that's kind of the issue with mortar on this this map. But looks like they're both going to try and pull it off. So Ryan already leaked down to 70 lives. Pretty impressive. Pewd is still at 147. And they're both pretty much eco on farms. But Pewd is ahead in eco. So we'll see how this ends up going. So yeah, Pewd is going to force the mortar by sending some yellows and some whites. And he's still, wow, Ryan still leaks down to 43 lives. Holy crap. It's getting pretty intense here. So yeah, now Ryan's going to force some mortar. And let's see, is anyone going to go for a white rush? Yep, Ryan is going to go for the right rush. Okay. Pewd is going to micro his mortar, but those whites are balloon boost, and that's going to force a boost. Yep, 100%. So that was a really good rush, as you could see. Ryan waited until Pewd microed that mortar, and then he just balloon boosted those whites, and that worked out really well for him. So yeah, looks like Ryan has got the boost advantage here, but he's going to go for a rush against Ryan now, and he's going to go for that destroy and micro that mortar, and he does defend. Leaks down to 31 lives, but he defends really well. So I think at this point, Ryan might be ahead in farms by quite a bit. Yeah, as you can see, he goes for his 3rd tier. So it's looking pretty good for Ryan here. Pete's going to go for another rush. Round 16, of course, great round to rush because of the AI balloons. And they both end up boosting, actually. Okay. They both end up boosting to that. And they didn't even balloon boost the rush, so I don't know why they did not end up going for a secondary rush or something. I think that could have done a lot of damage, but I guess they played it safe. So right here, Ryan is going to go and set his tax to defend the Moab. And since it's not boosted, of course, you want to not use a tower boost against it. So that's what he's going to try and do. He's going to get up 3 destroyers, and is he going to defend that? He got really close. He leaks down to 13 lives. Once again, he got super lucky right there. Wow, okay. So 13 lives versus 128. Yeah, right here, this is what I'm talking about. Round 19 leads. Dude, that's so tough to defend. Is he going to have to boost against this? It's looking pretty bad. He goes for another destroyer and he does defend. No, he boosts. So Ryan had to boost. That's what I'm talking about. It's so tough to defend with mortar on this map. So Pewd's going to go for the all-out rush here, which is kind of weird. I mean, look how much defense Ryan has. He's just going to sell a few of his destroyers here and he'll defend this just fine. At least that's what it looks like. As you can see, Ryan is kind of running out of money. So he tries to just balloon boost a Moab towards Pewd, but he surprisingly has enough defense to defend. So it gets pretty close, I think, but he does defend. So Pewd pretty much just goes for the all-out rush here, and Ryan does not have enough money to defend this. So he's going to try and stall. Now Pewd has enough defense to defend AI balloons. Then he goes for fast cooldown ceramics. Quite a few. Ryan has got just enough defense to, just enough money to stall a few more times, but who's going to win this? Ryan ends up stalling one more time and he just about wins this. That was ridiculous. That was incredible. Wow. What a game, man. What a game. Oh man, okay. So if Ryan wins this game, he will win the series. But Pewd ends up choosing this map right here, which is, I think it's banned in King of the Hill because you have a really massive advantage when you're on the left side. Of course, with your boomerang, you'll be able to see it later on. I'll explain, but yeah, this is banned because you have an unfair advantage, so it's kind of rip that Pewd ended up choosing this map. But it's whatever. So they're both gonna go the same strategy here, both farm, boomerang. It's really the only viable strat on this map. Yeah, there's no way you can defend all-out rushes with just, wizard. So yeah, boomer is viable on this one. So Pewd is gonna go for a huge green rush, followed up with some blacks right here. Looks like Ryan's gonna spike and go for another grape shot, and he will defend pretty well, so that's a good play. Yeah, but this map is super tough, man. It's really short, so even just regular blacks is gonna make you leak so much in this one. So he sets all of his tags at the end of the map, and Ryan is gonna go for his plantation, which I don't know if that was the right move because he will have to defend yellows, but it looks like Pewd is not gonna be sending that many yellows. He does not have much money saved up. So yeah, now as you can see, these are the two boomer spots in this map, and the one Pewd is using is so much better. But the thing is, when you use Pewd's spot on the right, it just does not work. So Ryan is forced to use that weird one. But yeah, it's round 12. They're both going to go for some leads here, camo leads. And looks like they defend. Okay. Pewd does not have any farms up. So Ryan is going to have to turbocharge, I think, or is he going to defend this? He is going to defend by going for a destroyer. And Pewd is going to have to turbocharge this rush. And yeah, he's going to defend that really well. It's going to get incredibly close here because I think they're both going to go for an all-out rush. At this point, I mean, it's looking really bad for both players. They have pretty much no farms. So Pewd is going to go for that cannon ship to defend the camo leads. And he boosts. And I think now that he uses boost, he's just going to go for the all-out rush at this point. So this round 16 is going to go for some regular leads followed up by some boosted rainbows. And Ryan Mihalik is going to go for the turbocharge and boost it, but he knows that it's not enough defense, so he's going to counter rush, but it's just about too late, and he ends up losing. That was a really close game as well. So this is the final game, guys. Whoever wins this game wins this series. And they end up choosing, Ryan ends up choosing this one. Really interesting map. I kind of hate it, kind of because it's new and it's super weird, but as you can see, Ryan is going a really interesting strategy, which I actually used in one of my recent videos. Super fun eco strat. And it's just so viable because you've got the tax shooter to defend anything early game, and then you've got the ninja and the village to defend late game. So it's really good late game strat, and it's also really good early and mid game strategy. So probably one of the best, if not the best, eco strat out there. So Pewd is going to go Dark Farm Ace. First time we see Dark Farm Ace in this best of 7 series. So that Spolt spot Pewd is using is so good, dude. Look at that straight line, that's crazy. So he's going to be able to defend all of these greens with just that Spolt and that triple dart monkey. But Ryan does go for some boosted blacks, which won't really do anything, but it did force Pewd to go for another triple dart, which he instantly sells. So okay, he's going to play this pretty greedy. Yep, Ryan's going to go for the yellows. Pewd is going to have to go for that second triple dart monkey to defend. And as you can see, Ryan has still got his 1-3 tack. He didn't even go for the 2-3 yet because Pewd did not send anything. So this is kind of the tough part of this strategy. You need to be able to afford a ring of fire by round 10. So it's going to be incredibly close here. I mean, you need your village to afford it, but he just about gets it up with that income boost, and he does leak a few lives to that, but he did get it up. And the next hard part about this strat is to get up the camo detection by round 12, which is going to be really close once again. So I think Pewd should have just sent some boosted camo, pings here, which could have probably messed up everything, because I think he would have then had to go for a ninja, and I could have kind of messed up that strat a bit, but he didn't. So Ryan was able to afford his camo detection pretty fast, and he ends up defending those camo zebras. So yeah, right here, there's literally nothing you can send against that ring of fire. It's such a good spot, man. It's incredible. So Ryan's going to be ecoing like crazy. I mean, it's really important to just eco right here, because you will have to get up a lot of defense to defend BFBs and ZMGs, especially in the early rounds. So you really just want to eco as much as possible until like round 18, I think. So Pewd ends up defending this rush by getting up his Juggernaut, by putting it on first, and he does defend pretty well. So Pewd, yeah, he's got his BAA, which is pretty good, which means this is going to go late. It's going to go super late game, which I don't think that was the best play, to be honest. I mean, Pewd knows that the strategy is good, but he should have definitely tried to just go for his facility and then just gone for like an all-out round 24 rush. So I think that would have been the best play to defeat Ryan here, but he ends up taking it late, which is interesting. So yeah, Ryan is still sending eco. He's got 1,100 eco, round 19, and it's pretty much time to stop now because he needs to go for his flash bomb and then eventually sabotage supply lines to kind of defend BFBs, but he's playing it super risky here. He's kind of hoping that Pewd does not send the BFB, which is really interesting, kind of risky move right here. But yeah, Pewd just went for his second BAA, which is pretty good. It's going to give him 160 eco every round. So yeah, that's going to stack up. That's going to be crazy. So yeah, Ryan is still sending eco, and pretty much the scariest round for this strategy he's going is round 24, because yeah, round 24 you can send fast cooldown ZMGs, which, wow, I see no way of him defending that if he constantly ecos. So he does the right play here and stops ecoing on round 21, I think. And he's just kind of saving up money just in case Pewd goes for the rush. But you can kind of see that Pewd is not going to go for any rush whatsoever because he went for 2 BAAs. So Ryan ends up going for the Monkey Town, which is the third tier on the left, which gives you 20% more eco. So that's going to give him some crazy eco. That's insane. So yeah, now it's kind of just going to be ecoing as much as possible. I'm going to speed it up a lot here because nothing's really happening. Pewd is just going to try and defend the AI Bloons and the eco Bloons, and Ryan's going to be max ecoing. I think he said in this video he kind of likes to eco until 5,500 eco, which is actually insane if you think of it. Like 5,000 eco, dude, you can get up so much defense with that money. So it's around 28, still ecoing, 4.5k eco. Pewd is going to be fan clubbing those Moabs, and he's going to go for his ace. So that's the first time he shows his ace. And yeah, so he gets up those, dude, I literally can't think of the upgrade. The Spectre, yeah, the Spectre. He gets 3 of them up to defend AI Bloons. And around 32 is when Ryan stops sending. So he starts up getting all of his ninjas, and he gets up his MIB Call to Arms, which is the village ability. And he's going to try and get up as many ninjas as possible in the range. So round 23 is when Pewd is going to start rushing. So Ryan instantly slows down the Bloons and starts getting up more ninjas. And as soon as a lot of ZMGs on the screen, he's going to probably use his MIB. So yeah, Pewd is going to go for fast cooldown ZMGs, that's a huge rush, dude. Like, wow. That's probably like $100,000 rush right now. So the good thing is Ryan has still got 3 boosts left. So combining the boosts, the tower boost with the MIB Call to Arms, absolutely shreds those ZMGs, as you could just see right now. He's going to constantly have to micro his village, and as you can see, he's got a second village up, which increases the range of the first village, so you can get even more ninjas in that range. That's pretty important. So right here it's looking pretty bad for Ryan, so he's gonna just decide to counter rush. Like, there's no way he's gonna defend all of these ZMGs. He can defend the first few, but not all of them. There's no way, because round 36 ZMGs are incredibly tough to defend. Their health is incredibly high, so he ends up going for a counter rush for fast cooldown ZMGs, and Pewd is going to try and defend that because he knows if he defends this, he won the game. So at the same time, Ryan's going to try and defend as many ZMGs as possible. He's going to try and stall as well. So it's going to really come down to wire here. He's going to use another ability. He has got 1 more boost left. He's going to use it. He's going to sell his ability. He's going to have to slow down the ninjas. He ends up using his ability and his boost, and he does end up just about defending those mobs. He got super close to the end. So he uses another ability and it gets super close, but he does defend, so Pewd ends up losing. Once again, an incredibly close match, and Ryan ends up taking the series. So GG, really well played on both sides, and you should definitely go and check out both of their channels. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.